Hello YouTube and welcome to Eddie Plays, but not PC this time. Today playing the PS1. I'm playing some Road Rash. And check out the rad cutscenes, and I've had to mute them because this has a licensed soundtrack. And YouTube will flip a shit if you put anything on it that their robots can track down and say that someone else owns the music too. So we'll get stuck into it. So it's Road Rash. And that bit's always really loud when it starts off. I can't hear it, I've got the sound off because I'm recording. So it's the motorbike game where you can punch and you can kick. Oh, there's Butch. Someone took a tumble. See how I, oh fuck, just before I crashed, how I bounced off the car. Or someone else crashed too. I really like that head, especially for, oh, yeah, get this guy, he's got a stick on it. You can take their sticks off him. So in a game from this era, this style of racing game, where you don't just die when you hit stuff, you don't just crash instantly, it's good that you can bounce off the cars if you hit them at a certain angle or at a certain speed. You won't come off, you'll just bounce off them, and you can pinball in between two cars and stuff and off the walls and things if they're close together. So I'm gonna, oh, you can kick them in front of the cars too. Try and snap them. And I think I'm about, oh, see that? I bounced off it and didn't crash, that was good. About one race away from getting being able to get a sports bike, or a good sports bike. These guys are fast. See that? Caught about 3 feet of air that time. Who's this guy, Axel? And past him. You can bunny hop off the pedestrians too, which is rad. This game makes you really mean spirited because you can punch and kick. You can also dance when you, because you can punch people and kick them and stuff. I tend to focus on that when I'm coming up on someone. If you just play it like as a racing game, it's kind of boring, but because you can beat them up and kick them in front of cars and all types of crazy stuff, this game really is fun. See how he beat him away. Yeah, see how he stacked it. Whoa! And I nearly stacked it. Right, yeah, see that? Bouncing off the cars like a champ. And see the health bars at the bottom. Mike, that's me. Slash is probably this guy. So I think the name is always the closest guy to you. Or girl, because there's girl races. There's a cop. You can beat up the cops too. See it like a buddy. And then the middle one is your bike. Pretty sure. If you stack your bike, if you completely like trash your bike, you have to pay money to fix it, and if you don't have enough money, then it's game over. If you get caught by the cops, you get a fine. It might cost you money. And if you quit out of a race too, it costs you money, which is weird. Oh, I think I saved that cop then. Trying to push him in front of the car. But you do get money for, you don't have to come first, second or third to get money. Like I've come as low as like 8th and still got a couple $100. So the game looks nice and fast too. catch up to these dudes wherever they are so I can punch them. Oh, not like that, mate. Bunny hopping all over crazy. So you can bunny hop off the pedestrians as well. It's a PSX collector, you just got a bike, so you might like this game. Get some tips on how to thump people as you drive past them. Give them a bit of a boot. Kick them into some oncoming traffic. Look at this guy, Pearl. Whoa. See that precision riding there. It's a cop. I'm trying to catch up to these douchebags who they must be miles ahead of me. Is that one? Yeah, there's one. It's John. I always love to try and snap him as you float past him. Oh, came second. So I should be able to get that. A good bike. Just have a sip of my coffee. And these are the stupid videos. There's a bunch of different ones. There's ones for losing. Looks like there's ones for placing, and then there's a bunch for winning. And some of the winning ones are really gross. And there's lots of bogans and grungy people. This game is very 90s. You know, there's some movies and some TV shows that are just like a really good snapshot of the time they were made, especially things that are trying to be like all hip and happening. Yeah, I'm level 3. But this is what this game is. This is a snapshot of what people thought was cool in the 90s. We get the Diablo. I'll get that one for PSX Collector because he likes motorbikes and Diablo. Have a look at her. Whoa, look at that. Look at those lines. Look at those lines, mate. But you got to see some of the cutscenes and also the I can buy that, can't I? Yeah. The licensed music is very grungy. This is the Panzer Club. You can probably hear the PlayStation groaning whenever you change a menu thing. So this is the jukebox. And these are the bands and the songs. This pretty grungy. Therapy? Question mark. I think I've got the race music off because it's pretty bad. I'm gonna save it. Might edit this bit because it takes ages to save. So there's this thing too, you can schmooze them up. Look how rad the artwork is too. I can't tell if these are really good paintings or they've used like some program to deform pictures. Sydney Bass says, I've seen laboratory mice who stood a better chance of surviving than you do. Doesn't like me. Rhonda the Rash. Once I snatched that chain from Axel. First he was angry, and then he was aching. And then that guy says stuff. So does he. And that's that thing. And so, this is the tracks. Pacific Highway. Peninsula. Napa Valley, Sierra Nevada in the city. I think that's all there is to the game. And I think they've done that too, like there's limited amounts of thingamajigs tracks because they've used up all the disk space with these stupid videos and with the soundtrack. Kind of gets me thinking this might be where it all went wrong, where the game devs were kind of thinking, well, kids don't play video games to actually play the game, they want cutscenes and music and bells and whistles, which is what they do now. Isn't it video games? You know you do. But the saving grace of this game is that the actual racing and fighting is real good. So this is my new rad bike. Sometimes when I start snapping dudes, I get so tunnel visioned into punching him up that I just drive off the track and crash. I think that guy's got a weapon. You can steal the weapons off him too when you're punching him. Everyone's got weapons now, except for me. So this bike's supposed to be super fast. Get out of it. That'll crash. Whoa, farts. There's Sydney, the shit liquor or whatever her name was. And see now I'm trapped outside the barrier. Driving real slow. I hope the barrier finishes soon. Jeez. There you go. Dropped back into 10th place. I was a bit ripped off. Bloody Sydney. I'm gonna kick her in front of a car next time I see her. With the controls, you've got I'm using the D-pad to steer. There's also the top shoulder buttons on the DualShock. You've got like a slow lean like this. This is with the D-pad, and then this is with the shoulder buttons, and then the big shoulder buttons underneath is your right one's punch and left one's kick, and it kicks and punches to the direction of whoever's closest to you. Honda the Rash, which she got from Gav. He's a dirty bastard. Oh! Oh, almost went beyond the barrier again. Almost. Bose audio. Get it. There we go. Oh, don't stack. Ah, bloody barriers. Oh, it's a quick one. Join the butthead. Oh, I got his stick off him. I can lay down some smack on these fools. Smack. Oh. So there's a little bit of delay with the animation. You have to wind up the hit before they let it go. So it takes a little bit used to getting the timing down, but sometimes you can get these real good runs where you're just driving past people and just smacking them in the head like perfect. It makes me feel tough. Oh, car. I really want to hit John in the head with this pipe. And this guy. Take it. Take the pipe. Oh, he took it. He punched. Oh, he's punching over there. I wonder if they don't really fight each other. Doesn't look like. See, I got kicked me, what a bastard. So your health generates or regenerates, but I think only up to a certain point after the more you get hit. This guy's gonna snap me. Oh, I see that. Snapped him. Trying to get this John bastard. Come here. Kick him. Yeah. Just the guy that took my stick. Come and pour your bows. Kind of name is bows. So yeah. Oh, he's back. Get into the car. He does have my stick. Oh, no, I fucking fell off. Get up. Get up. Now you gotta run back to your bike and like that, the other guys can run you over while you're doing it. Gosh. It's really hard to run over there. If you see someone else, like the other riders that have fallen off, always try and run them over. It's really hard to line it up properly because it goes so quick. I've dropped from 2nd to 7th. And that was it. Oh well. These grungy bogans. Oh, you're in trouble now. Smash him. Smash him. Oh. Woo! Everybody! Psh. Loser. This game's really mean-spirited too. That's what makes it fun. And that's about it. This is the the campaign mode, the big race mode, and then there's a thrash mode, which I think is, I haven't looked at it yet, but look, see, came 7th, 10 seconds behind the pace, and still got $600. That's alright. So that's it. That's your good old Road Rash. PlayStation 1. You could probably get it cheap. If you've got a PlayStation 1, you like racing games, there's just heaps of fun, especially with all the snapping and kicking and all the violence and running over everyone. This game's rad. So that was the first Eddie Plays, whatchamacallit, PlayStation 1, changing the show up a bit. So instead of just playing PC, I'm going to change the name of the series to Eddie Plays. And I'll rename the first two. So this is the third one, Eddie Plays PS1. Whatever console I've got at home, or I still play some PC games, but just whatever I think's good at the time that I'm playing it. I'll give you guys a squeeze. And she'll be apples. Alright, I gotta go, bye.